Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio, and today is both a good and an annoying day. The good news is, the new set Dark Order has leaked over in Japan. That means over the next couple of days, we are going to be ramping it up to 3, maybe 4 videos a day, bringing you all of the best cards from this particular set, so you don't need to go anywhere else. You are well informed on this channel. Life is good. The downside is, it's my birthday tomorrow and it's my wife's birthday on Monday, and I'd kind of gotten a bunch of videos done in advance so that I didn't have to be too busy this weekend. So cheers for that. The good news is, Tapu Koko Prism Star is a good enough card that I am willing to forgive the inconvenience. It has been revealed on the official Japanese website, translated over at squeaksgwe.com. It's that website I mentioned the other day. They host my videos occasionally. It's a good website. Comes highly recommended by Wossi. But Tapu Koko Prism Star is a new Prism Star card, shockingly enough. And it's great. It's exactly like a Prism Star card should be. Pretty much over the top. Potentially a little bit too good. But it's a Prism Star. You can only have one in your deck. And when it goes to the discard, it instead goes into the lost zone. And any Lightning deck is going to adore this card. Now, it's got 130 HP. 130 HP is great, because it means stuff like Zoroark and Golisopod won't get a one-hit KO. 120 and 130 really is one of the key things at the moment in the game. The retreat cost of 1 does mean you get to have free retreat with Escape Board, which is nice, but then again, that Tapu Koko promo we've all been playing for a while, it's got free retreat. Why doesn't this one? Then again, this one does have 20 more HP, so maybe we can forgive it. It's got a weakness to fighting, which is a pain because of Buzzwole running around. But having said that, Buzzwole Diancie Prism Star does only do 100 with weakness, and Buzzwole with a Beast Energy will only do 120 with weakness, so it really will need both to get a KO here. I'm okay with that as far as it goes. And it's got a resistance to metal, which means that something like a Duskmane Necrozma will need to use a giant attack, whereas something like a Registeel will do, to put it technically, naff all. Alrighty then. The thing is, all of this is irrelevant. It doesn't matter about the weakness, it doesn't matter about the resistance. Unless you start with it, it doesn't matter about the retreat cost, because you see, it's got an ability here. And the ability is like over-the-top, brokenly good. You're not attacking with this. Because you see, once during your turn, while it's on the bench, you may choose 2 of your bench Pokemon and attach a Lightning Energy from your discard pile to those Pokemon. And then Tapu Koko goes to the Lost Zone, and any cards attached to Tapu Koko go to the discard. Yeah. That's ridiculous. You know how, like, Raikou from Shining Legends can accelerate 1 energy to one of your bench Pokemon while doing 30 damage? Yeah, it's like take away the damage and accelerate 2 energy, but do it from the bench. Volcanion was a fantastic card in Volcanion decks, the baby Volcanion. Hey, Nick, because you can accelerate 2 energy, 1 to each of 2 benched Pokemon from your discard, for a single energy on a basic Pokemon in the active with an awkward retreat cost of 2. And yes, Power Heater did 20 damage, but nobody played Power Heater for the damage. Nobody was excited about Power Heater because it did a whopping 20 damage. People were excited about Power Heater because it accelerated 2 energy. So your Volcanion could get going faster, you could get a better, faster, more consistent deck. That's what was good about Power Heater. This has all the best bits of Power Heater, but in an ability. You whack it on the bench, you accelerate 2 energy, it goes to the Lost Zone. When Prism Star cards came out and we saw those rules, whereby you can only have 1 of each in your deck, and they go to the Lost Zone when they're discarded, whether that's KO'd or whatever. And I said that I want these to be good. Really almost over the top broken good. But then they go to the Lost Zone, so it doesn't really matter because you can only have 1 of them. And some of them, Solgaleo Prism Star, I think they fit this mold. Whereas some of them, like Cyrus, when was the last time you saw Cyrus getting into a deck? It didn't really meet the needs of Prism Star cards. This, ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, this absolutely does. And I absolutely adore it. Because if you're playing any lightning Pokemon, this is amazing. And here's the ridiculous thing. It doesn't need to be a lightning deck. This is so techable. So there's a card which is coming in Lost Thunder. As a side note, because this is Sun and Moon 8A in Japan, it won't be in Lost Thunder our November set. This will be in our February set, which is as of yet unnamed. But there's a card coming in Lost Thunder called Shuckle. Shuckle has a ridiculous ability whereby when you put it on the bench, you may discard free basic energy from your deck. It's kind of like Battle Compressor, but only for basic energy. So what you could do here with Tapu Koko is play a Shuckle to discard lightning energy, then play Tapu Koko to attach those two energy, and you're off and rolling. And you don't need to be playing a lightning deck. You could literally be playing 2 lightning energy in your deck, and use Shuckle and Tapu Koko to accelerate them both. Maybe that would be a little bit awkward. Maybe you wouldn't be able to find a Pokemon well enough, but you could. So something like the Zebstrika we looked at the other day, link in the description. That does 120 for 2 energy as long as you evolved it this turn. And when I looked at Zebstrika, I said, well, look, it's good, but the 2 energy is a little bit awkward. Well, now it's not awkward anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's actually fine, because you can use Tapu Koko to get the lightning energy on, and then you're absolutely golden. I mean, take something like Zera Aura. Zera Aura is looking like a fantastic card. Gives free retreat to your Pokemon with lightning energy attached. And it does 160 for free energy, and then you can't attack next turn. But when did that stop any other Pokemon? I mean, Volcanion had that and no one cared then. And then the ability accelerates 5 basic energy from your discard pile. It is a great card. We've already known we're getting Thunder Mountain, which will reduce the attack cost by 1 lightning energy. And we're getting Counter Gain, which reduces the attack cost by 1 colorless energy if you're behind on prizes. Now we're getting Tapu Koko Prism Star that can pop an energy on there. I mean, let's just ignore Counter Gain for the minute. Let's say you've got 2 Zera Aura on your bench. You now drop a Tapu Koko Prism Star, and they've each got 1 lightning energy on. Then you pop a Thunder Mountain in play, and they don't need another lightning energy. So those 2 Zera Aura are now doing 160 damage for 1 colorless energy. Tell me how that isn't over the top ridiculous. Tell me how that isn't borderline broken. Between Thunder Mountain and Electro Power, that's the one that says that your lightning Pokemon do 30 more to the active this turn, and Zera Aura, lightning Pokemon were already looking like they were going to be a bit ridiculous. Now you add in Tapu Koko Prism Star, and it's just silly. This is exactly the kind of card that people dream about. I can't overstate how good this ability is. It is ridiculous. And every single lightning energy or deck playing lightning energy ever, until this is rotated, will play one of these, guaranteed. This isn't like Solgaleo Prism Star, where you could imagine some Magnezone decks might not play it. There is no chance you see a lightning deck without this. This ability is nuts. Now, I do need to mention that it is a basic ability, so Alolan Muck will turn this off, and Alolan Muck will see some play. That is about the best counter we can see for this. And that is about the only real downside. Even if you start with it, it's got a retreat cost of 1, so either a skateboard or your attachment for the turn, you'll get it out the active. It's really not that big a deal. It's redonk. It is hard for me to state how good this is. As for the attack, 120 damage for a lightning colorless. Look, you got Thunder Mountain, and you got Counter Gain, and it does 120. So you're already getting a KO on anything like Ho-Oh that's weak. And then we could even mention Electro Power here. So, you know, a Choice Band and an Electro Power, and you're up to 180. Something like a Rayquaza goes down. I think especially with Tapu Koko and Thunder Mountain, we've got better attacks that can be done on other lightning Pokemon. There's better uses for your Electro Power, etc. It's a decent attack, but you don't want to use it. Because if you attack with Tapu Koko, then you haven't used the ability, and it might get KO'd without using the ability, so don't. Pop it on your bench, use the ability, sit and smile. It's a 5 WOSSy card, and this isn't one of those, oh, it's 5 WOSSy, but maybe I'm being generous and be proved wrong. I am absolutely 100% certain that this card will see play in every single Lightning deck from now until the rotation when this rotates out. It's over the top, broken good, and honestly, 5 WOSSys, I'm only giving it 5 WOSSys because I've arbitrarily said that 5 WOSSys is the end of the scale. It's that gosh darn good. But I want to know if you think it's that gosh darn good. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a comment section. Might I suggest you go ahead and use it? It's ridiculously good. I would like to celebrate this with you in the comment section. So go nuts, ladies and gentlemen, but do remember the rule. Be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.